night's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
On this day, we remember the images. We remember the death and destruction. We remember the sacrifice. On this day, we recall that we came together and we tried desperately in our own way to come together again as a nation, if only for a few passing minutes. On that day, I changed and you changed on that day, as this became our shattered, although tragic, event.
We, as a nation, were brutally attacked for what we stand for, what we believe in, and how we live. Once again, we gather here to remember those who lost their lives and to honor those by reaffirming our commitment to our values and the way of living. It is more important now than ever as a nation to stand together to demonstrate our determination and resolve, to stand together and also to show to those who wish to destroy our values and our way of life through terror that they will never succeed. It is equally important for us to stand together as a nation with the same commitment to liberty and pursuit of happiness as we face a more divisive world. We must do so in memory and in honor of those who lost their civil liberties in the hands of those who are against those fundamental values.
New York and Washington and the one failed attack in Pennsylvania. We all felt that day and we all feel today a unity as a country and a unity as a people who have brought together the sorrow but the determination of that great time, of that great feeling that came after 9/11, when we came together as a country and felt a feeling of oneness, a feeling of togetherness that we should have each and every day in this country. So many times we are divided by political winds, by geographic winds, but on that day we came together and we should be together at all times. Right here in Mercer County, we lost residents that we feel for even today. It's a commuter county, and it's a commuter county where we send folks to New York each and every day, and some of those we lost on 9/11. They shall never be missed, and we will always remember them in our thoughts.
Not one, but two planes hit the Twin Towers on 9/11. The Pentagon was attacked, and another plane dropped down into a field in Pennsylvania. At 8:46 a.m., some of us were dropping off our children at school, perhaps just getting to our desk. We're starting our daily routines. If you can remember, it was a glorious and beautiful September morning. The sky was blue, the humidity was low, and the temperature was perfect. Some say it was one of the most perfect days to fly for all of that year. However, somehow, as human beings, we can remember exactly where we were. My family and I had just flown in from Las Vegas the night before on the 10th. My daughter Rachel was in a national dance competition, so of course the entire family went out to watch her compete. However, the next morning, bright and early, I am headed north in New Jersey Turnpike to take a review class for the upcoming lieutenant's exam. So there I am in Carteret, New Jersey at exit 12, some 20 miles away from what we were soon to call Ground Zero, one of the greatest roadways in the nation. the New Jersey Turnpike turned to chaos. Toll collectors opened the gates and yelled, "Just go through now." Soon after, the turnpike shut down completely from the north to allow full access for first responders and much needed aid to get into the city. Somehow in all this chaos, I made my way to the church where the seminar was canceled. All while we could see the smoke from the north and then the south tower as they smoldered. I doubt I have to remind anyone here how the rest of that day, week, and the months ahead made us feel. Some people look back on that day as if it was a blur. Others can remember every single moment as clear as that sunny and magnificent night. We do not relish the thought of falling Twin Towers, a diverted plane coming down in the field of Pennsylvania, or a crash at the Pentagon. However, when I look back with all the sadness, we all felt the pain for America, the pain of families, the pain of neighbors, and those who died so innocently in those buildings. For those we now pray. Nevertheless, I also reached down inside and said, God bless America, and for the nation for which we stand. Today we lay praise for those first responders who so gallantly charged forward to help save others and lessen the pain that casts on us all. Out of disaster comes greatness, and here we are 16 years later, still emotional, dented, and bruised, but our resolve to stand together is fortified and stronger than ever. We stand together, united against terrorism. Firefighters, flight attendants, co-workers, passerbys, and volunteers prove that Americans have the courage, and that every day there are heroes all around us.
It didn't really strike me until later, because I was only 11, that like a few years later that people were gonna have like pulmonary damage because of it, because like as an 11-year-old kid, you're still trying to like grasp what's happening, and you're focusing on the deaths, and obviously as a kid you're interested in the dogs too, and the effects that it had on the people like killed and stuff. So you don't think about until much later that there's going to be all the debris. You inhale it, and then it causes permanent pulmonary damage. So it's like something you will never get better from. And some people who didn't die then, they're dying from the pulmonary damage.
If you see something, say something. I can't say that enough. And don't worry about looking like a fool. You're going to save lives. Okay?
It could happen anywhere. Nobody's immune to this in this day and age.
Yet another juncture where technology is intervening in the interaction of our citizens and emergency services personnel.
But what do you do if you're so sick that you can't speak? What do you do if you've been abducted or are otherwise in danger and your life depends on not being detected as you make that 911 call? Call when you can, text when you can.
The event that you are in danger or your life is being threatened and you cannot talk, Text to 911 provides a capability that would allow you to provide information to first responders.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You're welcome.